All right. Sweet. Okay, we are live. Nice. Okay, let's continue. Let's see where we left off the project. Okay, the landscape is black because I'm missing some the runtime virtual texture from the landscape, which is inside probably the swamp layer. Let's load them in. If not, maybe it's on inside the Swamp PCG. Let's see where we left that volume. Maybe the modular sci-fi prefabs. Supposed to be locked by the actor locker, but sometimes that actor locker does not work. Maybe it does not work in wireframe. Okay, let's see if we can find it. RVT. It's inside the Pink Forest. seems like. I see what happened. I duplicated this. That's not what we need. We just need those. In that case, let's just delete that and go back to landscape. Runtime. And just create volumes. Okay. Okay, seems fine. Not sure why is it not showing. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I just lost my virtual runtime textures for the landscape. Usually I delete them and recreate them, and it seems like it's doing something, but it's very strange. Let's see. Just create volumes here, and I see some change in the landscape, but it's not showing the color. That's weird. It needs to kind of like maybe I need to reload the landscape material instance or something. Oh, it shows in gameplay. So yeah, it's just bugging out as usual. Yeah, for some reason. It's okay. Let's open another level and come back to this one. Maybe that will get it. Yeah, I wanted to work on the editor so I can see what I'm doing while editing. It's something maybe just by building the landscape or closing and opening the level might be something like that. Okay. Yeah, for the pink forest, it will be nice to add some creatures. Maybe the bugs and I mean the worms and the cocoons will be nice for that area. Okay. My project is a sci-fi co-op survival game. I'm using the RPG engine and I'm creating a desert and a swamp environment. Trying to make something like for 3 players. Let's see. Let's open it back up. RPG engine. Right here. Hopefully that will get it back. Because it's a little hard to work on the level if you don't see the landscape. Thank you. Yeah. Good thing I'm the RPG engine has a lot of functionality, so I'm like focusing more on the art. Pretty excited. There's a big update coming soon. Let's see how that goes. Really trying to push the environment as much as possible so I can start making tests. I would like to put it on Steam. It's gonna be a free game. Kind of like wanna play with my cousin and another friend, and yeah, I'm just keep improving from there. Oh, nice. Yeah, I knew it was just a reload. Good. So now we are in the map. Cool. Since we are using virtual runtime textures, it blends with the materials. So without the landscape, it really just doesn't look right. I was making these mountains yesterday, trying to make sense of the water. That comes from the mountain, because we're gonna have a river, and the river must have some, you know, the water should originate somewhere. So I thought maybe having like a big mountain will be nice. Alright, we got the pink forest here, we got the desert. It's unloaded for now. And we got the PCG graphs. We don't really wanna get these to overlap, so let's actually fix that. Let's just clean up the foliage here, and I'm going to get these points kind of like, yeah, this could probably be just one. No need to maybe make it 2. Thank you. So inside this spline, we will get a lot of forest, a lot of trees. I need to make it so it's not so dense, and I want to cut out some paths in there. Let's clean this one. something like that. Have a good night. Thank you for hanging out. I'm gonna make this spline a little bit smaller, like here. This one can also be smaller. Good night. So it's going to be only inside the swamp area. That way I can have a little bit more control over the density and how this is going to look like. That's awesome. Okay. Nice. So I want to come here and push this underground lab. Let's hide it somewhere around here. This one I kind of want to blend in a little bit better with this kind of island rocks. We call them islands. I mean, they're called islands because you can actually walk around them. Some of them only have one-sided, are only one-sided, so it's a little bit harder to use them for this purpose. But here, want to place this one nearby, like very narrow area. Surrounded, something like that. So it's still walkable. But very narrow. Something like this. Then this one, wanna push it down like here, and then I'm going to get the landscape sculpting brush and I'm going to go down here. Just hoping the grass maps don't bug out today. If not, we know how to fix them. Cool. Let's push this one here. Boom, 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 let's go landscape ramp 1 and 2 and wider and add. Then flatten brush, and then we can cut here. Nice. Then we can maybe make another ramp that goes here. Then add and smooth. Cool. So that's the entrance. Just gonna push this one somewhere here. It will be very cool to even have like maybe something on top. Like this. And to blend that in, I'm going to sculpt a little bit like this on the sides, so we don't only have like the rain going down, but also we can have it going up, kind of like piling around the edges a little bit, so these rocks feel a little bit more integrated, let's say. Then we can kind of like smooth it out. Nice. Can go the opposite direction. Just to make it look different a little. This one could go here. Nice. And then we can get some of these trunks. I love these assets. Wow, so nice. So it's somewhere around the trunk. Nice. Now here it's this is the hardest part, to integrate this and make the illusion that this is actually somewhat placed underground. Let's go to landscape sculpt visibility. Let's make the brush very small and let's cut out a little tiny area like this, a little bigger than we need. And with shift we can go back. It's kind of hard to get the right shape since we are on such a high slope. The brush is gonna be a little bit stretchy, so let's get it as good as possible. If not, we can always just blend using rocks and stuff like that. So I'm gonna cut it right there. Shift to go back, and maybe then we can just grab it here and push it a little bit like this to the right, something like that. Then here I'm going to go landscape sculpt and go shift, so we get that a little better there. Yep, that's kind of nice. Doesn't need to be perfect because we're gonna blend it with some rocks. And now from this height I would like to maybe get a ramp, a sculpt ramp, and we're gonna add it from here to there, something like this. And hopefully this will flatten out that terrain. Let's go smooth, a little bigger brush, and something like this. not too much in here. We don't want to mess up what we did, and that's kind of cool. Then we can go erosion maybe, so it looks a little bit more natural, more of like a natural angle. Be careful not to mess what you did before, and I think that's kind of cool. Nice. Now we're gonna look for some rocks to put in here and try to blend this a little bit. Yay. Super happy to be using another computer for the for Unreal Engine and another computer for streaming. I can really feel the difference in performance. It's way nicer. Can really push it harder without having crashes and so on. Let's push this up to the edge. And then this is not what you're supposed to do, but I'm gonna just stretch it, scale it a little bit, like that. And now let's find some rocks for this. Wow, just these props really just fill in the space super quickly. Wow, like there's a lot to learn from KK Design props. Big up, probably one of my favorite fab sellers. So I remember using these very cool rocks here. Let's see if we can actually use them in an interesting way. Right. Right. I lost the lab. Right here. I'm getting lost in my own map. So let's try to make something different. We have a bunch of different rocks here to play with. We have these vertical ones. Could be interesting. Maybe. Are these huge ones? Let's see. Not that big. Cool. Probably add them around here. Let's see if we can squish them a little bit. Is the texture allowing for that? I think it's a triplanar texture, which is super powerful for rocks because you can really squish them around to a certain degree. If you go too much, definitely does not like it. When it comes to rocks and stuff like that, you don't really want to twist it too much because it looks kind of strange, like it fell down, which is sometimes fine. Looks very strange. I'm not gonna lie. This is a little bit big of a prop. You can always make it smaller, but not bigger, because if not, things start looking very strange. Okay, so that was a quick integration. It doesn't really feel too believable, but at least it gives a little bit of the impression of, yeah, you see, if I start squishing this one, it doesn't really feel right. I can push it a little bit just to try to get a different shape, but not too much. Okay. Okay, cool. Maybe we can give it a little bit landscape flatten to push the landscape a little bit out here. Smooth it a little bit. Trying to be careful not to mess up the landscape hole. And here we need to be careful not to leave any gaps like that one, because that's gonna look very strange. So maybe we can just duplicate this one and rotate it try to hide that gap. Something like that. Maybe not the best choice of rocks, but I was trying something different from the other ones. Okay, then I would like to add maybe the is that a big one? Maybe smaller ones like this on the sides. That would be nice. Let's make them smaller. It does feel very placed, very artificial. That's nice to break a little bit the shape. Also, the color of this soil is not really helping. Anyways, let's say that's kind of cool. Oh, gracias. Nice. Got some chips. Some chips. Okay, this is pretty cool. Let's see what we got here. Nice. Okay, for the floor, it's always nice in my experience to also add a little rock on the floor, so you get a little bit of kind of like blending around here. You see, it's not a straight line now; it's a little bit broken. Okay, cool. Still have that issue where we see through, and that's something I don't really want. Let's see if we can get this one to kind of like go behind it, and let's try to squish it and see if we can like cover that up without getting through the wall. Yeah, maybe this is not the best choice for rocks, and this one can probably go out a little. Okay, that's kind of cool. So let's save this, save here. Nice. Let's go and see if we have any splines that cover this area, and we do have this PCG spline right here. This PCG spline, if I am able to select it, there you go. And this one, I kind of wanna push it a little over here, and maybe can probably add another point. Holding Alt and dragging somewhere here. So let me just copy also the height and put it here. Right here. Oh well, it's okay. In that case, we're gonna just Control H and drop it with N key on the landscape itself. So here I want to be careful not to overlap these splines, because if not, the vegetation gets too dense and we don't really want that. You can argue that I can make a whole PCG spline for the whole swamp environment, but I like to have more control over it because I can really set up the settings differently, the vegetation differently, and density, and really even change the biome and have more control over it. Also, having different PCG splines will allow me to unload some of these while I don't need them. Definitely takes a little bit more effort, but for example here in these rocks I don't need this spline. All the trees that are going to spawn in there we don't really need. Can even probably get another point around here and try to drag this. The smaller you make the spline, the more dense it is going to be. So also if we make it very small, we're gonna get too many trees. Super awesome that you can actually just scale it up to get both points and get that kind of like round nice shape, which doesn't really matter, nobody's gonna see this spline. But it's nice to kind of gives you more control. All right, so here, this other spline, maybe we can push it around there. Again, we have a lot of rocks here, and we probably don't want the spline to go in there. So let's add a little point. Let's cut it here, make it wider. Come here, like this. Little bit bigger here. Maybe this one can go here. That's kind of cool. Looks like an avocado or something. Cool, I like this. Nice. So let's save this one. And let's just spawn. These trees here, and let's see how dense it is. Oh, it is very dense, and it's blocking the whole thing. I want to use the path excluder. You see, when it's a very small spline, this is what happens. It gets very dense. So first, let's make it a little bit wider. By pushing these points a little bit. Oh, okay, this point, oh, you see, that's the thing with splines. Sometimes they jump up or down, and you cannot really see it until later. It doesn't really matter for this spline to be very high up, because it's still gonna spawn, but it's a little easier for me to control it if I have all the points on the ground. Let's say this one goes maybe around here. This one went underground. Okay, nice. So we have this. Cool. And I would like to add an excluder. In this case, I want a road excluder. So we have a little path to walk on. So we have the excluder, or maybe just path. Maybe road. PCG road. Okay, so I think that this is the one that I need. This little thing right here. So let me see how is this set up. I have 2 points, and I think I'm able just to cut whatever I need in this. So I think I'm also able to make it just big, not the spline point, but the blueprint itself. Not really. There you go. We can scale it to the sides from the point. Okay, cool. So let's try to add it here. Okay. Yeah, splines are a little bit tough. There are many solutions to working with splines. Even the modeling tools have a spline tool that you can use. Some paths can be wider, some can be thinner. This one can go around a rock or something. If we make them too thin, maybe it won't cut out the trees that we need to cut. So I think this is a good yeah, splines being splines. Sometimes you have points too close to each other and they behave very strangely. I believe this one might be too close. Like this, that's kinda cool. And let's add some rocks as well. That'll be very cool. I like these ones. These are level instances. Okay, let's just maybe copy these ones. And Let's see if we can make a path. Not too obvious, but it would be nice. When it comes to the spline points, I learned a trick the other day, and let's make this flat. If we go to the path and we come here to select all spline points, and then we can scale them down. Maybe not that like that, maybe go up and just N key. It worked the other day. Maybe this is a different spline, kind of spline. Okay. So let's try something different. I wanna find this height. Okay, there you go, location. There you go. Hey, how's it going? And select all of them. And then copy this location on C. Oh, nice. So it's not the spline location, it's the point location. That's why I was not getting it. Now that we have the whole spline, we can get it and go up just a tiny little bit so I can see it. Nice. Now we can build around the spline. Maybe add some rocks like this. Don't want to be too obvious with this path, but it will be very cool to have some rocks around. Something like this. Another one somewhere here. These two could be together. It blocks that way. Always nice to change the scale and rotation of things. Maybe this could be way bigger, taller, like that. Also a little bit like this. I'm pushing them down a little bit too much. They have this very nice gradient on the end, like soil piling up. Hey, how's it going, Gabriel? Alright, this is kinda cool. And also the landscape. We can always grab the landscape and make it, we can push it in a little bit. Holding shift on the sculpting brush, so we get different variations of height, which is kinda cool. Then we can push it out, flatten out a little bit. I went too hard on this, oops. Something like this. Don't want to be too obvious with this road. Yes, this is the sci-fi jungle environment. It was a free marketplace asset that Epic Games gave away like a couple of weeks ago. I had somebody telling me like, hey, you should try it out. I was initially doing a desert, and then I was like, let's make a desert that goes into a swamp environment. So I really like the asset, the KK design stuff. It's very cool. I'm very happy with that. Um, let's do some painting. Let's see if we get some um, too many layers. Let's see, jungle, shore, rock. Let's paint some rock around the rocks, just to give it a little change. Yeah, right. It does look like a League of Legends map. It's like super long. That's funny. I kind of like extended the map a little bit because I was like, I do want to transition. Oops, what happened here? I messed up my landscape layers. Oops. Yep, I need to see what's going on. Too many layers in my landscape material. For now, let's leave it like this. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's just leave it like this for now. Yeah, top views are very cool. I like top views. So let's spawn this jungle and see how it looks. That's interesting. Why is it not spawning on the other side of it? Ah, I see the volume is just here. Ah, okay, let's see if we can fix that. The hitbox, spline jungle. That's oh, you see that box? It didn't move. Stay there, huh? Let's just make a test. If I put it here, let's see if it actually appears on inside the box. Okay. Huh. Yeah, PCG, it's yeah, it's crazy. Like, now that I have my other computer, I set it up so I'm streaming from one computer and I'm doing Unreal from the other, so I can do like way I can load more stuff without crashing and stuff. I'm super happy to have it like that. This is strange. I'm wondering, do I need to kind of like move my box here, make it big so it covers the whole area, and then I need to move my spline without the box moving? I guess I need to redraw the spline. Okay. I know we need to have the box. If not, the PCG won't spawn. And the spline only cuts the PCG. It's like the bounds. But we do need to have the box, which is what actually spawns the foliage. Very interesting. I probably scaled it and I kind of like got it moved to the side, most likely. Yes, this green spline that you see, it's going to define where the vegetation is going to appear. So I can really control this area and tell it like I want this kind of trees and I want this density of trees. So I'm trying to make it into like smaller areas so I can control it more. Maybe we can delete this point and maybe this other point, and now we should be able to move it here. Okay, that's good for now. Again, these spline points are floating, so let's just drop them to the landscape with the N key. Nice. Anyways, let's try to spawn this and see if it works. I want trees to spawn all over this area, and I want the white spline to cut them out. Oh no, we are having issues. Sometimes this happens when you duplicate splines. I think I might try something different. Let's just delete this one. Maybe there are so many others in the level that they're causing issues. So I'm gonna hide this one, and I'm going to grab that one and just make it bigger and see if we can get some Yeah, you can choose what kind of trees you want, how they spawn, and you can really have a lot of control over it. It's very nice. Just gonna generate one here super quickly, and this is a brand new one, so it should not give me issues. Huh. It doesn't want to appear in these areas. Okay, so we are having some problems there. Huh, not sure why that's going on. Yeah, you can change the size, rotation, like almost anything. It's very nice. It depends on how complex your PCG graph is, but definitely can do a lot with it. What's going on? Okay, it's only appearing on the edges of the spline, not in the center. Wanna make a test. Is this causing the problem? Like, is that the spline that causing the problem? Let's move the spline out and let's regenerate. We should get trees everywhere. So is this the spline? The spline is causing problems. That's what I want, you see? I want trees everywhere, like this. And I want this road to cut through. So maybe there's some settings in that road that are messing up. Okay, let's place the road back in there, and here we might have some settings. It doesn't seem like we have too much to change in here. Okay, because that's too dense. I want to cut out a little bit. Let's regenerate and see if we keep getting that issue. Yep, it pushes them out super, like a lot, to the edges. Okay. Wow, it really cuts down the whole thing. Maybe this road is not meant to be so wide. Let's try something. What happens if I select all of the points and make it scale 1? Select all the points, make it scale 1. Let's make it very thin. Is that what is causing the problem? Let's regenerate the jungle. Maybe that was the problem. Yeah, that was the problem. This is not meant to be scaled. It was designed to be only one in scale. So now we have the jungle, and we have a very clear path to go through, which is a little bit too big. I would like to make it like thinner, way thinner. So I'm wondering if I select spline points, scale 0.5. Let's go even 0.1. Let's see if that allows me to get more PCG. I want just a narrow, very narrow passage. Like, let's see. That's what I want. More trees. Okay. That's very nice. Let's select all spline points and maybe try a little bit, something a little bit bigger. Maybe 0.5 is gonna work nice. Select all spline points. 0.5. I guess that's gonna give me. And we also can use a excluder to get like very specific shapes out of it. So let's try to see how it goes like this. Let's regenerate, boom, 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 and see. Okay, well, maybe that's what I tried before. Let's give it one last try. It's 0.2. I believe this might be the right number. Just to close in the jungle a little bit. I want a path that is like obvious, like, I mean, not that obvious, but still somewhat visible. And I think we got something like this. I think that kind of works. Yeah, I think this kind of works. You see there's some kind of path. Kind of hard to tell actually, but there's a lot of trees here. But it's less dense than the other parts of the jungle. Yeah, I need to maybe yeah, this jungle is gonna be interesting to set up. Here I want an excluder, which is a right here, just a little spline that will cut out these trees right there from the entrance. Then we can just hand place to make it very nice. So let's regenerate. Oh, okay, I can't believe it. It's getting cold these days. Getting pretty cold. Okay, nice. Yeah, the excluder works very nicely. It's very, very, very specific to the area you want to cut foliage from. Nice. Alright, so now that this is working, I want to just clean this foliage, maybe add another point here, drop it. Nice, and then maybe we can add another point over here. Something like that. Okay, nice. This one go down like this. Cool. Doesn't need to be super perfect. Okay, cool. So we got that lab underground. And I think we are missing this one right here. So let's test this out. Let's generate here. Let's make it rainy. It would be very nice to add some lights in the way to guide the player a little bit, because it's very easy to get lost in here. That's why we need to play with density and different biomes. So it doesn't look the same like for a long period, because then it's like what? Like height variation in the terrain that helps. In holy ravioli. Hey Sherry. Aha. Так. Ох, дякую. Софійка принесла. Панаті, тато, дякую.
Ти вже вечеряв?
Ні, зараз буду їсти. Дякую. Nice. My dad brought me some chips. Alright. Oh, my PC is so happy now. It doesn't need to stream and do Unreal at the same time. Yeah, like I saw Ninja Sonar playing with it. He really liked it. I totally got lost. No, I need to add that, and also the wind. I need to add the wind and the material. Oh, okay, yeah, I got lost. Meaning that my level design is terrible, cause yeah, I don't know where the lab is. So I need to add some lights around here, and the lab is going to be here. Yep, it's very easy to get lost in here. What lights I'm going to add? It'll be very cool to add. I know there are some very nice lights. We got these very small ones. Let's see. That's very cool. Could probably use these ones. I'm probably gonna use the Scluter spline, because the road spline it really doesn't. It's not really doing what I need. I need the spline tool to get this distributed. I have a very nice scattering tool. I haven't used it much for splines, but that will be very cool to try out. Yeah, it's gonna be super easy to get lost in here. Just gonna add a couple of them and see how it looks. Also need to add the excluder. Might not use the road because it's not really cutting the path as well as I would like. It's cutting a little bit too much. Okay, let's see. Okay, here. Let's get this excluder. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably get rid of the road path. No, let's just leave it. And use the excluder as well. So with these two, I should be able to cut out a little bit nicer. Okay, we're gonna do it a little differently. Just to get an idea. Awesome. Cool. Then let's regenerate. That's super cool. This thing almost going to the other side. Okay, let's see how that looks. Cause I need to go get some food. Nice. Now with some lights we should be able. We are on the swamp environment. I'm working on some underground labs, trying to make a path. I think with these lights, definitely it's like way harder to get lost. It's like just follow the lights. And we have less foliage, but it's not like a straight spline, so it doesn't cut everything like a perfect road. It gives these patches of trees here, which is like perfect. But the density here is way less than in the other area, so I really like this approach. Enough lights so we don't get lost. This area doesn't have much, not even grass. Okay, looks like here we got like a lot of trunks. I do have a fish. I got a creature for sure. I do want to add a catfish like creature. And we got to the lab. It's just unloaded. Let's load it up. This it's world partition. This one it needs to be activated. So we do have a catfish. Let me see if I can show you creatures. It's called this one, and let's swim idle animation. So yeah, we're gonna have this creature. It's not exactly a catfish, but it's a alien prehistoric kind of fish. So pretty happy with this one. It's gonna be in the water actually, not just here. So let's see, layers, creature, activated. Oh, I think that was not there was no need to activate the creature since this is outside that data layer. So yeah, this one is gonna be very cool for the swamp area. Yeah, this is amazing, and I might do variations of this. Right there. It looks a little dry, but we can make it way more wet. It does look a little dry for a fish. That's gonna be super awesome. So I'm gonna try out this lab. The actual creatures, let's unload them. Yeah, I got a bunch of creatures. It's super awesome. Like, can't wait to add like little and big creatures and stuff moving around and sounds. It's gonna be very nice. Okay, let's just see if we can get into the lab, because I'm gonna take a quick break for dinner. And here we have a very small lab that holds something in there. What about the cat? Well, not sure about cats, to be honest. Maybe we can have an NPC that has like a small cat. One of those cats that don't have hair. Those are kind of cool. Alien flying cat. No, not sure about that. But yeah, we got this little lab. Yeah, that's too many lights. It's like, hey, here's the lab. Don't miss it. Yeah, this game is gonna be a little heavy, unfortunately. But with Nvidia 2000 and above, maybe you should be able. Okay, so we got something. Now let's do the other lab, and then we continue with these little villages here. GTX 480. It's a GTX, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if that one will be able to take it. Maybe with very low graphic settings. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I wanna see. Because yeah, the game it's gonna be very, let's say, cinematographic, so it's gonna be a little heavy. Trying to make it as playable as possible, but let's see how that goes. Yeah, this big forest, we need to definitely optimize that. So yeah, I'm gonna take a break, and I'll come back maybe in like 10-15 minutes. For now I'm working on this one. For now I'm working on this one. I'm trying to get the environment finished as quick as possible so I can start making tests and get people to test it out and stuff. Then I'm gonna keep adding to it. Let's activate this one as well. Here we need to cut out some trees, they're getting in the way a little bit too much for these houses. Yesterday I worked on the pink forest. Wow, it looks way darker on. I'm getting myself a new monitor soon, so we won't have that gamma issue. Hey Titan, how is it going? All right, I'm gonna go take a little break for dinner, and then I'll be right back. Let me just write it on the chat. Yes, sorry about that. I should probably eat before streaming. Sweet. Alright guys, I will see you in a little bit. right. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Okay, so we got one lap left. Let's hide all the forests. Okay. Nice. So the swamp environment is feeling way more complete now. We have 2 pink areas. In the jungle, got like 1, 2, 3, 4 underground labs, and these other research facilities. We got like 1, 2, 3, and let's get this other lab underground as well, and maybe we can continue adding more of these villages. That'll be very cool. Okay, so let's get this lab underground. I think, yeah, maybe around here, at the somewhere there, maybe. Can hide this one. Cut it out. And for this, actually, for the river, I think I'm just going to use the same rocks that we have around here. So, landscape, sculpt, ramp. Let's just make a huge ramp. Like huge. And cut it out like this. Maybe a little bit more like this. Okay. might be a little bit too exaggerated. Like this. Let's flatten from here. Let's smooth it out a little. Then maybe use erosion. Okay. Nice. And then we can just grab these pieces. And see if we can like push them around here. So the water can come out this way. Like this. Kinda cool. Nice. Okay, maybe this slab, there's not much space in here for this slab. Maybe this one can go somewhere here. Maybe we can hide it somewhere there. Okay. For these, I do need to try to bring the landscape a little bit down, like this. That's nice. So the river goes out that way. Then I can use erosion. Cut it out here. And try to get these swamp waters to leave the map through here. That makes way more sense. Something like that. Okay. So now the water comes from the mountain and leaves through here. Probably need to push it down enough so we get the water. Yep, going out. there's no more water. Okay. I guess we can make a little river go that way. For now, let's just duplicate this one. Just so we get the same height. Yep, water continues that way. This one can be pushed that way, and here we can push it this way, like this. Yep, and it disappears in there. Landscape flattened. Nice. And this area is the end of the map. Not sure how are we going to avoid the player to go in there, but that area is out of reach. Cool. Again, let's just get the landscape sculpt brush a little bigger. Try to cut out a little bit here. Also, all this area, I think it's just gonna be, yep, kind of like rocky. Makes more sense. Nice. Yeah, I like this. Makes sense. Deeper waters here. Right there. And shallow waters maybe around here. Somewhere here you stop the shallow waters and starts going deep. Kind of like that. Then maybe we can have a smooth transition a little bit. Okay, cool. Here, we could probably have erosion. The only issue is this is the entrance to the swamp town. Yeah, I think I will just make a big wall here, something like that, and something that says like, "Be careful with the rapids." Like the water gets very fast and strong. The river gets very strong there, so it's not walkable. And maybe have like a wall here. It will also make sense to have like a waterfall going down there, but again, like that kind of like also adds the opens the door for exploration, like, oh, what is there. So let's just yeah, let's place a wooden wall. With a sign that says like dangerous currents or rapids or something. Okay, nice. Also, I think we don't need any of those mountains here. Could probably make it a little taller. Like this. Hey Erin, what do you mean? I haven't released any games yet. This is a personal project I'm working on. I do plan on putting this on Steam. It's going to be called Cywars, like from sci-fi, Cywars, and it's gonna be free to play. Just trying to make something cool as a learning experience. It's gonna be like a sci-fi survival co-op. I work for indie studios and I'm a 3D freelancer, so I've done work for other people, but I haven't worked for any client who has released their stuff yet, unfortunately. Maybe by the end of this year I might be able to see some of the projects I worked for. Being released. Okay. Let's see, what is this? Oh, no. Okay, I think that's pretty cool. We can probably add the wall a little bit farther away. Somewhere around. Because here's the end of the map, so it will be nice to have a wall there. Let's make this very small, flatten. Smooth. Something like that. Cool. So now we got that part. Nice. So water is gonna come down this mountain. It's gonna go through this river. Also, this area right here, it kind of needs to go underground somehow. I think I'm gonna block that out with some rocks I got like this one. So I'm gonna place it somewhere here. Let's say this is like an underground river. It goes maybe it will be nice to have some caves. For sure, but that will take some effort. But definitely it will be amazing to have some underground areas. Let's see, let's add maybe something more flat. Yeah, really trying to just block out the environment, and then we can really go in and add more to it. Something like this might be very cool. We need something that goes on top, like another flat rock. A little bit too much. Yep, the colors are not so sweet right now. I need to make the blending. I need to choose my landscape layers a little bit nicer. I'm having some issues with my landscape materials when it comes to the slope color. Okay, this is looking a little bit more interesting. Oh my hand is getting a little bit numb. I need to get myself a bigger chair or a stand-up desk. I think I need a stand-up desk. I'm a little bit too tall for this desk, I guess. Okay, cool. Now that looks like a mysterious cave. Scary, mysterious cave. Something like this. Then we can add like little rocks, more variation. Okay, cool. Then we can smooth this out a little. Some erosion. All right, and let's see, I want to add more trees. Let's get these ones. Very quickly placing stuff. Get an idea. Okay, cool. Okay, then I would like to get more of these swampy trees. I do want to make more trees. I was looking at some reference today. I'm like, this is like more like mangrove stuff, but I do wanna make like swamp trees, which are a little different as well. Let's see if we can find this one. Okay, and let's paint this over around here. So the goal today is to really push this environment and get a better idea of how this might look like. Cannot be too crazy with these trees, but I do want this to grow around the river. This one is a little bit too huge, which is nice, but maybe we can push it like maybe like this. It's nice when these trunks kind of like get mixed together, so it looks like one organism, like maybe it's the continuation of the same. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, let's continue a little bit here. The slope does not really allow me to paint. We can change that. To get these trees like on more vertical areas, but I do want them to be very close to the river. Okay. Need to look for a cool waterfall solution. Need to think about it. What I'm gonna use for waterfalls. Just very tiny waterfalls here. That'll be very nice. Um, okay. That's too much. Now, unfortunately, these trees, I couldn't make them nanite, so they're gonna cause problems. Alright, what else? Oh, yeah, the underground lab. Here's the entrance. Let's push this one somewhere around here. Okay. Oops. Come on, the grass types. Don't get buggy today. Oh, okay, we no. Okay, it's okay. I know how to fix that. Oh, these grass types. Okay, so let's get a little ramp, and let's get, first of all, let's flatten a little bit here, and let's get this ramp like this. It's a little bit harder to work with the grass types, not disappearing. I mean, not moving where they're supposed to. So let's fix that, which is build H lots, delete H lots. It says that it's building, but it's deleting. It's funny that yeah, there you go. That I need to do this to get the grass off. Smooth. Let's just get it smooth like that. Can make a little ramp. Cool. Then let's just get visibility, very small tiny brush, and let's find the door. Should be around here. Smaller brush. The slope is a little bit too big. That's why I'm gonna get like very funky stretch results. So maybe we can smooth this. Out a little bit. It's okay. In that case, we can just move this one. Somewhere like there. Then we can go to flatten, smooth, level edit. Let me just push this one a little bit here. Okay, then I'm going to get some rocks and cover that a little bit, which is, let me hide this bunch of foliage, and we should have some very cool rocks that I can use. To block that out, somewhere here. Let's drop it somewhere here. somewhere around there. Then we can probably go down with this one and close that gap. Nice. And then we can landscape, sculpt, get this flatten up, maybe erosion. Smooth this a little bit. Then we can ramp this out, then smooth. Get some rocks in there, and I think that's pretty good. Okay, nice. Grass types are freaking out. No problem. And also, this is very empty, so we can probably add some of these there. Okay. Just need to fix this a little bit. Let's get a super small brush. Sculpt visibility here. Smaller. And kinda cut out that. Okay, and also I would like a bigger ramp here. Nice. And that's how we get the entrance to the other lab. Awesome. Okay, let's try this one out. Let's see how it looks foggy. This is too much fog, but let's try it out. Just to see if there's nothing going into the lab and if it's actually walkable. And it's unloaded. Oops. Oh, what happened to my other stream? Wait. Don't tell me that this one is not working. Oh. Oh no, we're cool. I was like, what? It's gonna take a little bit because there's a lot of foliage. Awesome. Okay, let's see. Way too foggy. Okay, we need to place those a little better. And the fog is inside the lab. We need to make the little box so the fog doesn't get in here. A big root going into there. Okay. Alright, that's cool. I'm gonna move these ones a little bit. Doesn't really make sense to have them like that. And when it comes to the root, definitely gonna move it a little bit so we don't get this huge root. Here. We can just rotate it a little bit. And we should be fine. Yep. Little bit steep of an entrance, but it's okay. I had a light somewhere. Cool. So nice. We got the other lab, the other underground lab there. And this is the jungle swamp environment so far. We can probably add more of these villages that I got going on. I'm talking about that. We need to cut out some trees here. It's too much. Let's fix this. I'm just gonna grab an excluder. And I'm going to add it here. Let's hide that. Kinda just going to put it near the houses so we don't get foliage in there. Kinda nice to make it even smaller and very specific to the area. So we do have some other trees around, but not in the walking areas. Maybe we can have another excluder here. Cool. So now let's regenerate this forest. And we should get rid of these little trees. Nice. Then we can add, we can add more trees by hand. This one right here is kind of cool. It's like really taking over. So we can add stuff like that by hand. Regenerate. All right, so it's not cutting this one out. For some reason. Maybe this one comes from somewhere else. Maybe the river. No, I don't think so. It does look cool, like this thing coming out of the house, but we will place it by hand and make it so we can actually go inside the house. Let's regenerate this one. And we should be good. Okay, cool. Yeah, just a little push. Nice. All right. I actually kind of want to load the wall so we see where the desert ends. I guess I'm also gonna get the PCG rocks for the desert so I can see how it actually interacts. Okay, nice. Nice. This is a better representation of how this is gonna look like. Still need to fill in some gaps. I'm gonna add more villages to this river. Yeah, it definitely needs more moss and vegetation around these areas for sure. I'm gonna hand place a lot of it. With the foliage tools, just gonna go in there and really get it very nice. These wooden structures, I'm gonna decorate them with more foliage and moss and stuff. Then I'm gonna make it into a level instance, and then we can place them around, and I'm gonna get more variations for these buildings. I'm gonna make a couple more level instances with the interiors as well. So we have like we need to add beams so it actually supports the second floor, and more detail because it's just a very the same texture all over the place, so need to add more detail there. Okay, cool. And more rocks. We need more rocks. There's a lot of foliage everywhere where it gets too repetitive, so we need to add more vertical rocks like these ones around. That'll be very, very nice. Let's see what we get. Let's find some of these rocks. Let's see how this one is. Oh, okay. They're not closed. Like these ones, but I think I'm gonna get the ones that have already the vegetation on them, which are these ones. Kinda need to make more islands. I'm gonna place them like this for now, just to get some detail in there. Oops. right there. Boop. Something like this. It will be kind of nice to add some hanging bridges and like some higher ground village. I'm thinking maybe the transition from the jungle to from the desert to the swamp could be a very high mountain, like something like very high like this. Maybe not that high, but it will be very interesting. Even these rocks can get together here. To start making that transition. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's see this one. Okay. Kind of wanna add some of these vertical rocks. That'll be nice. really cuts down breaks down the environment into smaller chunks. I like this. Then we can like go in there and place them a little nicer. But this really adds some detail somewhere around here. Oof. Starting to get heavy. Maybe my swamp trees. For not being nanite, they're getting starting to give some issues. Let's see. Okay, nice. Now it doesn't feel so empty. Yeah, basically need to do this also in the jungle areas. Something like that. The more you think about it, the less natural it looks. You kind of like just need to like drop it. have that kind of like random look. Then we can go in there and really give it more detail and add little things. Oh, okay, wow, yeah, this bunch of rocks are starting to get heavy. All right, definitely want to get some vegetation. Still, I need to start thinking about I need to start making different PCG. Oh, there's a mountain covering. Oh, okay. Haven't used this one. That's super awesome because it covers the rocks. Yeah, I need to start thinking about different little PCG graphs. Is this the blueprint? Oh, I think it is. Let's see. Where's the spline? I don't see the spline. Oh, maybe it's just the box, I guess. Okay. So let's make this one. Oops. Oops, I think I went too big. This is nice because it's gonna get like a lot of foliage on top of the rocks. But I do need to make different variations of the PCG splines so we can get different smaller biomes. That'll be very nice. And then keep on blending things up. Oh, Jesus. Let's stop this one. Let's see if we can rotate like this and push it like this. Oh, that's a lot. Let's just let it think. Oh my god, that's a lot. Okay, very cool. It's even going into the desert a lot, actually. Yeah, I would like to maybe push this out from the desert. Maybe around. We have the pink biomes, and I don't want this to appear on the pink biomes. Yeah, it needs to be smaller boxes, I guess. Or make an excluder spline just for this. Alright, let's see if my computer can take this. Wow, this is so much foliage. Oh my god. We will need to cut down a little bit. and the terrain. I need a lot of yeah, to work a lot of on the height of the terrain, paint the terrain, work on the blending of the colors, add the once I'm happy with the primary shapes, then I need to add secondary, tertiary shapes, so we get like middle rocks, smaller rocks, and things will start looking way nicer. Wow, this is crazy. It's like a huge forest. Okay, let's just test this out. Let's go and make it rainy. Okay, let's start playing from here. My eyesight are a little tired. Too much sitting on the computer. I had my eye drops somewhere. Oh. So if you ever use eye drops, there's a technique where you can like put it on your ear, close your eyes, and then just get the drop to move around your eye instead of like dropping it on top, which is super dangerous actually. Something happened today here. I have like something in my left hand. That's unloaded, no problem. Are we missing some rocks here? Okay. Before playing, I always need to check the data layers. Make sure that everything we need is activated. It seems like yep, seems like everything is activated. Okay. Probably need to make a folder, maybe a data layer with other data layers inside of it. I think that way I can just have them grouped a little bit better. Wow, it's very impressive how much stuff you can load at the same time. Control Shift H. I probably need to do that before playing for frame rate. Yeah, I took the wind off the grass. Definitely need to add it back. think I'm missing the river. Oh no, the river's right there. Oh, it's so dark. You can barely see anything. Yeah, these trees really, I really like these trees. Need to make more variations of these trees. That's a big trunk right there. I can't believe like the texture looks nice at this scale. That's very nice. Like, to be honest, at this point, I don't know where am I on the map. Like, I'm totally lost. I have no clue where am I. I know I'm near the river, but that's it. I don't really know in which part of it. Can't wait to add swimming, diving, and the post-process volume so I can see underwater. Oh, I'm on the swamp, on the sewers. Here's the end of the sewers. It's unloaded now, but I was walking into the wrong direction. I was trying to get to the swamp village. Wow, this is cool. This is the feeling I want, like a lot of stuff overhead. That's very nice. Little fireflies, which don't really come out when it's raining, will be nice. I think this soil, I'm gonna make it. Yeah, there's a lot of rain. I think the soil, I'm gonna make it a gray and mossy, and you will be able to like slide down. Well, I'm talking too much. I'm actually talking to a friend who is helping me with the implementation of climbing and swimming and stuff. We are looking for the best solutions for this, so I shouldn't be talking too much about it until we actually get it implemented. Yeah, I'm gonna get that. Right now I'm on blocking out, just trying to get the basic shapes, like the big shapes down, and then we're gonna get the right colors for the landscape. Really start going down into the details, getting the materials right, doing the implementation with the ultra dynamic sky and weather, so we get the proper wetness and piling on top of the dust effects. And the wind, I want to synchronize the wind with the foliage. That would be amazing. And physical materials for the character to walk around. So yeah, I'm really trying to get the environment as nice as possible. And then I really want to kind of like make the multiplayer test. I really wanna see if I can make it work, at least for 3 people, with the most basic features that it come with the RPG engine. Just want to make sure that I'm able to walk in the map with 2 other players. And after that, I love how those lights look in there. And then I will start just polishing and adding more stuff to it. But I really want that will give me a lot of confidence. Just like making sure that the game works and I can play with 2 other people. That will be just very nice. Wow, this looks super awesome right here. It's super dark in the other monitor. No. Yeah. Next thing, I'm gonna buy myself a monitor. So I can really... Oh, look at this transparent tube right here. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to my plan, like just really use the template as it comes and just make it look as nice as possible, and just play with what I have, and then we can add stuff. Thankfully, I have a friend who's also using the same template, and he's helping me out with some stuff that I want to implement. But if he says that it's just too complicated or it doesn't feel right, I'm not gonna add it. Not gonna fall into that trap. I think I have something very, very cool to start with. Wow, this modular asset pack is so nice. This modular sci-fi asset pack, so cool. Yeah, without the rain and the fog, this environment really just doesn't work. These flatlands, we need to like really change them. Yeah, there's a lot of work still to do in here, but feeling very, very happy with the progress so far. And yeah, I think the earliest I can get this on Steam and the earliest I can test this out, the better it's gonna be. It's kind of funny, the approach I'm taking is like Yeah. Oh my god. I can't believe I'm able to run this stuff. Now this makes way more sense because we have the swamp, this is the lowest area of the environment, and then the water flows out through there. Really like this kind of like canyon. It does look like rivers in Costa Rica, a lot of rock. And here the water goes deeper and deeper, and then I'm probably gonna have a wall, like a wooden wall farther away, so it's like this is the end of the map, don't walk in there. Something like that. Why do I have floating foliage? Oh, I modified the terrain. Yep. And didn't recalculate. Oh, you see, this is what I want. Like roots coming out. I might even work on these trees and make the roots for them. Yeah, and just push them up so I can walk underneath them. That's not a bad idea. Oops, need to recalculate that. This is the sci-fi cabbage right there. That tree is not supposed to be there for some reason. Yeah, I think I'm gonna treat it like this. I'm gonna treat this project like these glowing things. It's funny. I was just testing some lighting. This is cool. This is super cool. This texture, I mean material right here, I think this might be perfect for this slope material, this vertical slope. I think it's gonna work very nicely there. Something like that. The grass, I think I'm gonna make it a little darker, like darker olive green. I'm just keep playing with the colors and trying to get things nice. These bright colors here, like the flags and stuff, I'm gonna really tune it in, make it mossy, make it darker. This also. Oh, look at this tree just spawning on top of a building. Look at these trees just growing on top of buildings, like what the hell? PCG doing its thing. That's funny. This is too dense. Oh yeah, I modified the landscape. Wow, nice. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna take it easy for the rest of the night. Wow, crazy map. Yeah, the swamp is coming together. Wow, this looks super awesome. Oh, okay, this is the high mountain trees. Okay, okay. Now I was like, what? Where are these coming from? I love this stuff piling on the edges. Awesome. It looks so much better in this cheap monitor just because of the gamma. Oh my god. Yeah, I what day is it? Next week I'm gonna get myself another monitor. I mean a new monitor. This being a it's time to get myself a new monitor. Yep, so I'm gonna get some waterfalls here, very small tiny waterfalls, very rocky area here for this water to go down. Nice. Oh, that doesn't look that bad with the green foliage. Okay, that's weird. This little thing here, what? Wow, this is starting to look very, very interesting. I don't even know where to leave the camera. First time I am actually looking at the transition between the desert and the swamp. have a little cave here. Well, it's even, oof, almost not visible. So dark. Can probably fix that easily with a post-process volume. Wow, this is hypnotizing, like I'm just wandering around. That's a nice shot. Nice. All right. I think we are getting close. We're getting close to getting the first layer. Let's say the primary detail, the block out, done. Which is super awesome. Then comes after this, I think it will be very good to do some color blending, start to blend things a little bit more and more, then get a second pass of detail, and then just a third polish pass, little things, and that's the hardest, the last 20-15%. That's the one that really takes a lot of time. And testing, just walking around each area, walking around, and see if there's any floating assets, anything not looking right. But yeah. Thankfully, it's a natural environment mostly, so it's gonna be a little bit more abstract in that regard. Just need to make sure that all the buildings really make sense and fit properly, and all nature kind of like blends in. But yeah, all right, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.